Thanks for joining us today at Liferay University, where we're going to be talking about catching the portal events. Today's objectives are going to be understanding the portal lifecycle and model events, learning how to catch and intercept events and adding custom logic, and understanding the use cases for leveraging portal events. Starting us off, we're going to go ahead and catch portal lifecycle events. So portal lifecycle events allow you to execute actions on the portal startup and shutdown, any servlet service calls, logins and logouts, and the layout page update. A list of these default actions can be seen in the portal properties. We have some portal lifecycle event listeners, which are OSGI components that implement the lifecycle action interface. The event to catch is defined with the component key property, and the execution order is defined in the service ranking property. So here we have an example of a portal lifecycle event listener. You'll notice that in the component, we are setting these properties, which are key and service ranking. So in this case, the key is the global startup events, and the service ranking is set at 100. Here we're going to implement the lifecycle action in our public class definition. So for public class portal startup listener, we're going ahead and implementing the lifecycle action. We have startup and shutdown events. These are all called once on portal startup and shutdown. Just below, we have a list of these key properties. So global startup events is run once when the portal initializes. Global shutdown events is run once when the portal shuts down. We also have application startup events, which are run once every portal instance is initialized, and application shutdown events, which is run once for every instance that is shut down. We also have service action events. These are processed before or after the request is processed. These are executed on every request, including those for static resources. So here we have some key properties. We have the servlet service events pre, which occurs before a service action. Servlet session create events, which occurs on session create. Servlet service events post, which occurs after a service action. And servlet service destroy events, which occurs on session destroy. We also have login events, which is login events pre and post, and logout events pre and post. And these all happen before or after the login. Additionally, we have layout page events, so layout configuration action update and layout configuration action delete, which occur on layout update and delete respectively. Just as an example, we have a quick event chain on login. So first we're going to hit servlet service events pre, then servlet session create events, then servlet service events post, and then login events pre and login events post. The lifecycle event context values are a list of IDs that contain the portal and instance ID. These have a reference to the HTTP servlet request, as well as a reference to the HTTP servlet response, and the HTTP session as well. So module lifecycle events. This actually allows you to wait for the portal lifecycle event before activating the component. These are usually implemented using the module service lifecycle reference, which is database initialized, portal initialized, and Spring initialized. So a quick example of waiting for lifecycle events. Here you'll notice that we're making a reference to the target, which is module service lifecycle portal initialized. And we're going to make a reference to the private module service lifecycle and call it portal initialized. Let's go ahead and try and summarize what we just learned by answering the questions below. Startup events are called once when either the portal global prefix or a portal instance, which is the application prefix, starts up or shuts down. Service action events are processed before or after a request is processed. Login events allow you to catch an event pre and post login and logout. Layout events are triggered when a layout page is updated or deleted. And using a reference for the module service lifecycle interface in a component allows you to define an event when a component should be activated and execute actions on the activation.